And this is Black Leave America podcast, where we highlight holistic wellness, travel, mental health, and self-care through traveling outside of America to reconnect and rediscover who you are. It's time for us to leave any condition that disrupts our peace. Black Women Leave America opens your eyes and explores new ways of living, but more importantly, new ways of being. Because sometimes you have to leave in order to find yourself. Hey y'all, welcome to Black Woman Leave America podcast, the live edition. I'm your host, Avalaura, and
what's up? I'm Jessica.
And today we're actually going to do a reaction to an article that we read about work-life balance. Yes. If you've been watching us for a while, you know a lot of our guests have moved abroad for better quality of life, right? That's one of the big reasons. For better self-care, for better mental health, for financial reasons, right? In order to be able to save money, so many things. And so this article actually talked about the top 10 countries globally that are best for work-life balance. Mm-hmm. So how many of you all would move abroad for better work-life balance? How many of you even believe that work-life balance is even possible?
Yes, right.
How many of you think work-life balance is possible in the U.S.?
Oh, that's a bigger question. Definitely got to leave, I think, to get work-life balance. That's for sure. But you want to hop on into it and take a look at these top 10 recommendations?
Absolutely.
Some of them we definitely talked about before.
Yeah, because as a person who has talked about work-life balance, who speaks about work-life balance to, major companies, I'm always honest in saying, yes, there can be work-life balance, is how we do things. But the reality is, in order to really have work-life balance here in America, you need a lot of money. Mm-hmm. You can't just have like regular middle-class money, and you can't have just like regular upper middle-class money. You got to have like Oprah money or something, Tyler Perry money or something, like for real work-life balance. Because then you can like hire everybody,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You can have a chef, you can have a physical therapist, you can have a maid, you can have a driver, you can have all those things where in a lot of these countries, you can have that and have like regular middle-class money. So let's talk about it. Who's on the list?
Let me go ahead and pull it up. So first and foremost, this is a list that we're getting from MSN that ranked the top 10 countries for best work-life balance globally. And the first one, I think, is New Zealand, right? Is that the first one that I see on here? I'll pull up
the world champion of life balance. And you know what's interesting, right? What's really interesting, New Zealand, right? Now, remember the video that like literally went viral?
It was New Zealand, huh?
It was New Zealand.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. The New Zealanders as cool as I don't know what. They're like, come to New Zealand. We want you. We'll take you. Yeah. And now New Zealand is coming up again.
Right. And I'm trying to get it to where you guys can see
about it. That, ladies. Something to be said about that. The New Zealanders are welcoming us with open arms. We're finding out that New Zealand is one of the top countries. Now, does it say why? Because I can't read all of that right now.
Let's see. It says New Zealand's enjoy generous annual leave with a high minimum wage, while new mothers receive 26 weeks of paid maternity leave.
What? Like over 2 years?
26 weeks of paid.
Oh, 26 weeks. I'm thinking in my head 26 months.
Yeah, no, 26 weeks. This means residents have plenty of time to explore New Zealand's delights, spend time with loved ones, or travel The country offers 32 days of annual leave and a high minimum
Wow.
wage combined with a strong economy and government funded universal health care. That part right there, because we talked about healthcare on the last episode.
We've talked a lot about healthcare, and that's another reason that a lot of people leave America, even to, we talked about medical tourism, but we also talked about women, going to other countries and having their babies and coming back
Right. And
because,
coming back
it's a better experience to actually have their baby abroad if they're American
outside of the
citizen.
country. Right. Yeah. And so crazy, it says that the it holds the top spot for work life balance for the third consecutive year with a score of
Wow.
80.76 out of 100.
Now,
Wow.
who's judging?
I was just going to say that. I'm like, now the question is who's judging this? Would love to
Who's
see a
judging?
list from black women of the places. Like that would be dope. But yeah, this is New
Okay.
Zealand is the first one.
Who's
So
next?
next one, number 2 is Ireland. So Ireland, this
Tell us
spectacular
about
comeback
Ireland.
story. Mhm. Ireland jumped from 24th to first place in the European rankings, coming in second globally with a high minimum wage. This is a high minimum wage of 13.96 per hour. Okay. Um,
Well, so it depends on what their cost of living is, because that's not high for us. Like our minimum wage here in Maryland is like 15 something, you
yeah,
know.
and our minimum
So
wage here
that's
in
not high.
California is
But
20
if
bucks.
their cost of living is lower, then it could be high for them.
Yeah, and our minimum wage is $20 in California. So yeah.
Woo! I mean California. I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. You're paying for it. Ireland has jumped an impressive 19 places. Okay, you said that already. The Irish approach to work feels refreshingly human, where you're encouraged to be productive, but never at the expense of your well-being. The global perception of the Irish
You
is that,
mean don't overwork yourself? Don't be a slave to your job or you're fired? That kind?
yeah, absolutely. It says the global perception of the Irish is that they tend to be warm, friendly, and casual, and that this attitude generally extends to a workplace where hierarchy is not typically seen as overly important.
That's interesting. Because,
Mhm.
we all about hierarchy. Listen,
For
if you don't
real.
go to get approval from your manager, how
Oh
many
my
of us have
goodness.
managers who micromanage us,
And then
right?
on top of that,
And
it's the
feel
seniority.
just
I've been here 25
right,
years.
right.
Oh goodness. Yeah.
Like who would you be without your job that you could tell people what to do?
Mm. Mhm. Okay, so let me. Okay, there we go.
So as we're going through this list, ladies, where would you go or where have you been? Like, would you move to any of these places? Would you move to New Zealand? Would you move to Ireland? Next up
Right.
is Belgium. Would you move to Belgium? Okay,
Yeah.
where chocolate and work life balance coexist. I don't know. I might be in Belgium. Tell
Right.
me about Belgium.
Life work balance is becoming just as much a hallmark of Belgian again, culture as chocolate, waffles, and beer. Uh, Having the highest minimum wage. Okay, it said all of them have higher minimum wage, but okay. They work
What's high?
relatively short. They don't say. They work relatively short working weeks of 34 hours on average. Okay.
Okay.
Belgium claimed joint third place alongside Denmark in the latest rankings. Think about it. When a country famous for its indulgent treats also masters the art of not overworking its people, they've got their priorities straight. The country's
Facts.
happiness rating is among the highest in Europe at 6.91 out of 10. Belgian workers
Wow.
understand that productivity isn't about clocking endless hours. It's about being efficient when you're on the clock so you can truly switch off when you're not.
Listen, when we gonna figure that out?
Man,
Cause how many of you have jobs where even if you finish up your job in 5 hours, you gotta stay there for 8?
8 facts, which is why I can't do it. I
Me
cannot.
either.
I cannot. I tried. I
Either.
tried. I can't. I can't
It's
do it.
it's it's hard out here. It's
Yeah.
hard out here, boy.
Yeah.
It's hard. I listen. Would you move to Belgium? Chocolate
Yeah.
and so that's like a 4-day work week,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
Listen, I don't know. Now, how's the? I don't know about the weather though. Europe is the weather. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I
Facts.
like that happiness rating. Like, can you imagine living in a place where people are genuinely happy?
Yeah. And it's more about your productivity. Like, oh, did you finish your work? Cool. Great. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Not, oh, well, your shift ain't over. Okay.
Mm,
Next on the
mm,
list
mm.
is Denmark, the masters of, I don't know what that say, Hygge,
I
Hygge,
don't know what
Hygge
that is
at
at
work.
work. Yeah.
No, no, no. Denmark is one of the happiest countries on the planet, ranked just behind Finland, where employees enjoy great benefits such as a generous annual leave, full sick pay, and universal education and healthcare, making it one of
Okay.
the most inclusive and LGBT friendly countries in Europe. The short
Okay.
official work week of 37 hours allows most employees to leave work by 4 or 5 p.m. Well, okay, allowing plenty of time for personal activities or family time, while only 1% of Danes, that's what it says, work over
Mhm.
50 hours per week compared to
Wow.
the to whatever that is. Okay. Vacationing is so important that in late July, some offices close altogether. I don't know.
I
Is it
see. We hear about that a lot in Europe, like the summer months that people take off,
yeah,
like everybody's
they
gone.
take off. Everybody's gone. We're
Oh,
not
that would be a
working.
beautiful
We're
thing.
enjoying
Can you
time.
imagine?
We're
You
out.
don't have to take like vacation. That's just like the culture. You're just everybody's
Yeah.
out.
Which it should. I mean, I get business still has to run. Some essential things still need to go. But there's some things where it's like, you know what, you could literally
But you,
just let your folks take, part of a day
right,
off
like I
or
think it's like
something. Come
anything
on.
else. Like if it's a part of the culture, right? If it's a part of the company dynamic, you can build it into your business model. Like think
Mhm.
about
Mhm.
Chick-fil-A. Like Chick-fil-A is not open on Sundays. Like that is
Yeah.
that's their
Yeah.
culture, right?
Yeah.
So that's just built into their business model.
Yeah. And I think
And they're
people
just
adjust.
as productive, if not more, than some of the other fast food places.
Yeah, and I think that actually and that helps them a lot because it's so funny whenever my kids they're always like, "Wait, what day is it? It's not Sunday, is it? I
Girl,
want to get some fries
let me
and a
tell
shake
you
from Chick-fil-A."
something. Their banana pudding shakes, not the new ones that just came out, the old ones, the banana
Mhm.
pudding shakes had me in a chokehold.
Yeah.
And I remember one time I just had, they pack with sugar. Like I
Right.
swear, I was like fiending like a junkie. I was like, oh my God, I need a banana pudding shake. Went up there and they were closed. You don't even understand the
The
I felt
amount of you just
I felt like a crack
no.
fiend. Like, oh my God, like the detox that I needed to do, the work I needed to do on myself to get over the fact that I was not getting a banana pudding shake because they were closed. And how did I not know that they were not open on Sundays? But I got used to it, like your kids. Hold on, it's Saturday. We need to go today, or yeah. So yeah, you just build it into your business model. So we got so interesting. A lot in Europe.
Yeah,
Wait,
a
so we
lot in
had New
Europe.
Zealand,
We had
Denmark,
so let's go through the
Belgium,
list again here.
Ireland. So those are all Europe. Where else are these places? There's a lot in Europe. We
So
got any
right
places in Africa? We got any places? You don't have to read
so
all
we
the
had
things. I want
New
to.
Zealand number 1, Ireland number 2, Belgium at number 3, Denmark at number 4, and Germany. Let's keep going through
So
this real quick.
so
Canada's
top
number 6.
five.
Yeah, Canada's number 6. I just want to see if they have any
Okay.
other. 7 is the Netherlands.
Oh, you're
8
there.
is Norway.
Mhm.
9 is Switzerland. 10 is
I could.
France. And come
Okay.
on now. and I think that's it. So
It's all Europe.
this list is very white. It's a very white list.
I'm like, there ain't no places in Africa that we got work life balance. What's happening here?
So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna
There's
make
no places in Asia.
no. We are going to do a little experiment because that's just ridiculous. MSN, do better, do way better. Oh my gosh. So we gotta start calling out media outlets because come on, really?
I want to know who's judging, and I want to know how you're judging because all of those places are like cold. I don't know if it's like the best work life balance for me if it's cold.
That's facts. This is
Just like we don't have no warm weather climate places that we could go to and live.
so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our own research. Okay, we're gonna put out a what is it, a poll out there and see what we get back in response from Black women because this is ridiculous. I cannot believe that every single one of those places were very just Caucasianized. Like for real?
Caucasian alive. She said Caucasian alive.
Oh my god, y'all making my head itch. Look,
Now I know I'm trying to think the women we've interviewed. Out of all of those places, I think we've interviewed women in France. Is that it? We did the reaction video for the chick in no, that was Iceland, not Ireland. Dang, France is the only place on that list. I think we've actually interviewed somebody.
yeah, yeah. And so we need to do our, and you know what? This
Okay.
lends to that though, that we do need to do our own polls. Luckily enough, I have a tool to do that. So yay. But so crazy. I cannot believe that that was it. Like literally, just like you said, no actual understanding of what work-life balance might mean for other people other than what, so anyway, I just interesting, very very interesting. So you guys drop in the comment
Yeah,
section what
here's
you
the
think.
question. How are we defining
Work-life
work-life
balance.
balance? How are we defining it? Because so what they're saying is the work weeks are short. They have
Mhm.
more vacation time. They have paid leave. They have like universal health care
Mhm.
and education. So is that how we're defining work-life balance? And then the happiness score. How where I want to know more about this happiness score. Like how does this happiness score come about? And where is America on this? Because child, we probably at the bottom. But
America's
I'm just
not probably
curious.
didn't even make the list at all.
We probably I mean the happiness.
The happiness, the all of it. We didn't make the list at all. But yeah, the top 10 countries for best work-life balance globally will be a topic that we will have a further discussion on. Would love to hear you guys' thoughts if you're hopping on and just seeing our video here. Definitely leave us a comment and let us know what are the top countries for best work-life balance that you believe. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm sure there's a couple of different groups we could ask that question and things like that, but I'm sure I was really surprised actually that I didn't see Africa on there. Um, I feel like Zanzibar, that's where the folks that we interview,
I
right? The
mean
couple.
something. No Asia, no Africa. I mean, what are we doing here? I
Well,
understand you listen. And here's the thing, the like you said, like the high minimum wage, like in comparison to what? Because Europe is not inexpensive. So $13 an hour does
ain't
not
nothing.
seem high if the culture is relatively expensive. Like
Like
there
was
are places in Europe that are cheaper, and they weren't on that list. I except Ireland. I think Ireland is cheaper.
was this article written by a bad AI? Like
Listen, isn't it messing?
look, that don't mean that it's not
I
AI.
didn't I didn't say it was. I'm
Just
just
saying.
saying it wasn't like the shade room or something. I mean, I don't know. Like, what are we doing?
Well, you know what I can say is that maybe this list wasn't made for us in mind,
It
right?
might not have
Maybe they
been.
had
Listen, you know when they make lists, they don't keep us in mind.
no, no. I think that this list was made with someone else in mind, which means we have to make up our own list and start to create. But that's why we are here as a media company. So that is what we'll do is we'll make up our own list.
So we
So
need to make
y'all,
our own list, our top countries for work-life balance. So
mm,
holla, what is your top country for work-life
work life
balance
balance,
that you
right?
have been to for a significant amount of time, lived in, that you would put on this list? We want to
Yes.
hear from you.
We want to hear from you. Reach out. Our email address is in the description. Go ahead and shoot us an email if you want to be on the show. In the past, we have had folks who have come and said they wanted to be guests. So definitely hit us up for this particular topic. If you want to be a guest, then we'll have you on, talk a little bit about the places that you've been and where you found that work life balance. We've definitely had several interviews that we've talked about work life balance, though. And I feel like
No,
one
Mexico. Like a lot of black women
Mexico.
are finding it in Mexico.
What
In
in
Mexico,
Mexico?
was on this list at all.
Mexico was not on this list at all. So really interesting, really interesting. All right, any last thoughts?
No, listen, I want to hear from somebody that, I know who they are and I know how they judging, because I don't know who did this list.
They
That's all
must
I
have
gotta
a free version of Chat GPT, not the paid. I don't know.
say.
I'll tell you one
Oh
thing. My
my
chat,
goodness.
my chat would not have let me down like that. Okay, no, just playing. All right, so thank you so much for watching this episode of Black Women Leave America, the live edition. Please make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel, share. Also, like this video if you found this entertaining at all, because yeah, this we started off good and it just went, yeah.
That's what happens when you don't read the whole list. I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait, because I want to discover with you all. Like that's why it's a reaction, So I don't want to go through all of it and then, it's not really a surprise. I was surprised, not
Yeah,
in a
so I'll
good way.
change I'll change the title of this. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Definitely leave us a comment if you'd like to be on the next episode and talk a little bit about the places where we find work life balance. And we'll see you all next time.
Peace.